channel, Real Beauty and Pain. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Jay.
I'm Shell. Don't forget to follow us on IG, real_beauty and pain. Today's topic is, what makes a good baby daddy?
Or a bad baby daddy.
Well, what makes a good or bad baby daddy? Child's father, whatever, you know.
Well, for me, I think what makes a good dad is someone that is putting in the time, more over the financial substance of it. If you're spending time with your child, because some people, you know what, some girls are in relationships and the dad lives in the home, and just because he lives in the home, that doesn't make him a good baby dad.
Absolutely.
So some guys are in the home, but they're still an absent father.
Absolutely.
So to me, if you're putting in the time, if you're helping out around the house with your kids and doing stuff like that, and I know some guys are not probably the breadwinner in the home, but if he's picking up the slack, he's a good dad.
I agree. Especially if that's their arrangement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some men, it's more, childcare is expensive. Mm-hmm. So if you have younger children and the woman makes more money, it makes more sense financially for the man to stay at home. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't take away from his manhood. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's the arrangement, if it makes sense, and you know, everyone agrees with that.
When does it not make sense?
A lot of times it don't make sense. When it doesn't make sense, it could be more about, you know, how a child feels, how you make your child feel. Yeah. Because there's a lot of children out there that have fathers in the home, but they're scared of them.
Oh yeah.
So use a deadbeat baby dad. Just because you live with your child don't make you a good dad. Just because you pay child support don't make you a good dad. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So obviously it's your responsibility as a man to financially and emotionally take care of your children. Mm-hmm. And in a perfect world, all men would financially and emotionally take care of their children. But we're not in a perfect world. I would rather my child's father take care of my children's heart than help me financially. If he, for whatever reason, you know what mm-hmm. I mean? If he, and I have both, you know, I have a baby daddy that, you know, don't miss a deposit. And I have a baby daddy that don't make no deposits, but he gets his child like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess I could say I don't bother him or nag him for money because my child is so happy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he's spending the time. So that does not have a price.
Right.
You know, you can't put a price on the time that's being put in.
Absolutely.
You know, especially if you're in a financial position where you can take care of your child anyway, mm-hmm. It kind of becomes a burden when you're doing bad and the dad is doing bad and all the financial responsibility is on you. But if you're able to take care of your kid and the dad is not in a financial position, but he's putting in the time mm-hmm. and the child is happy, because at the end of the day, the kids don't know about the money.
Right.
That doesn't matter to them.
What?
They want the time.
Listen. They know about the money.
Not the little ones.
But I'm just saying, some of the kids just love their fathers.
Right.
No matter, like, they know financially, they don't even ask their dad for no money because mm-hmm. they know mom doing it, handling it. You know what I mean? So it's sad to where a child who's so innocent knows that their father isn't taking care of them financially but loves them so much and is still not getting the time. Like, that breaks my heart. That's why I don't go in on the baby daddy who doesn't kick in financially mm-hmm. because my child is so happy that why would I make it awkward by arguing with him about petty stuff? My child is happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As to where my other child, who
The
father
dad,
only makes deposits, you know, I try not to. Now I try to be the bigger person and just understand his situation. And, you know, and not make smart comments or be catty, because I'm trying to be more understanding and put, you know, of his situation, whatever his situation may be, and appreciative that, you know, the deposits are made on time. And I can also ask for whatever else is needed on top of the deposits.
So you're like on both sides of the fence.
But it hurts my
Well,
heart.
you have,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there's three. Because I know I'm on three sides as well.
Sorry, that bug was stressing me out. But it hurts my heart for the child that doesn't get the time, because, you know, when my child asks questions or when I'm disciplining that child, they cry for their dad, you know, and or I want to go to my dad's house, you know, that hurts me. So then you know, like I've said before in other tapings, you can do what you will with me. You know what I mean? Like stab me, slap me, punch me, kick. I can take the pain, but what I can't take is you hurting my child. So
Do you
for
think
me,
that?
that's a deadbeat baby daddy.
But do you think that for some men, because I know, you know, the baby is so young. So do you think that for some men, when you start being like getting at them about stuff like that, they tend to feel like it's really about us and not the child, because they feel like the child is too young to realize what they're missing out on? I know as a mom, I agree with what you say, that the kid starts asking, but sometimes I think that the men think we're making shit up. You know?
Oh no,
Like,
that's what the camera, the phone is for. So I record the shit and I send it. Like, you see this? So,
But you know what I'm saying,
No, I
right?
understand.
Like-
But those are excuses.
Right.
The man knows in his heart that his child is yearning for him, because all children yearn for whatever parent is absent, and you can't tell me that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like she said, I have 3 kids, and trust and believe, you know, they all 3 yearn for their daddies. So for me, it's more emotional.
Now, do you think a good baby dad can turn into a bad baby dad?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of times, you know,
Like they start off good, then the shit just go left.
or you get with somebody and they're already, you know, because 9 times out of 10, the guy's already in a, you know, has kids before, or you have kids before, whatever, and they're a great dad to their kids they had, or, you know, you meet them and, you know, they're like daddy of the year. You have a baby by him and then he's like,
Oh yeah, well that happened to me. I'm a prime example of that. You know, with my first child, you know, I start dating this dude, and he was like the best dad to my daughter. And based on that, I would have thought that he would have turned out to be a great dad. I mean, his family took care of my baby. He was always with my child. You would have thought it was his child. And then when I finally had a kid by him, like, I don't know what happened. I was like, you fucking got to be kidding me. I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for the dad that I was seeing that was being good to my daughter. So yeah, that happens. I can't, because the daughter's over there looking at me. So you know, that happened to me, and I feel that's a deadbeat baby dad. And especially when you're not spending the time and you don't want to spend the money either. Now that's
double. You a double deadbeat.
Yeah, that's horrible. You know, and it wasn't, and I didn't get child support for almost 10 years, nor the time was being put in. And when he finally did start paying child support, it was because it was forced upon him. You know, it was wage garnishment and stuff like that. But, you know, and then I try to come to a space where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna trip the child support like that. Put in the time, start showing me that you putting in the time, and I'll take away the child support. But it got to the point where my daughter didn't even want to be bothered.
Right.
You know, because you have to put in that investment starting young. And if you're not putting in that investment, the bond is broken.
Right.
And it's hard to get that back.
Right.
So now that the bond is broken, even if today, because I'm not going to throw him all the way under the bus, because I know that now he's trying
Just
to reach...
his bottom half is under the bus.
Yeah, the bottom half. But I know that now, in the recent years, he's tried to reach out and, you know, try to reach out to her, but she doesn't want to be bothered. And I've even talked to my daughter about that. Like, everybody makes mistakes, give him a second chance, but now she's almost 18 and she doesn't want to be bothered. And maybe sometime later on down the road, she'll change her mind, but at least as a mother...
Right, you didn't block that blessing.
Right.
Of allowing your, like, you didn't hold it back. You didn't stop it. She stopped it herself.
Right.
So that's not on your heart.
Right.
My oldest child, the first few years he was born, you know, I was pretty still young and still wild and in the streets, and his dad had him 24/7. I mean, I would pull up and drop my baby off to wherever he was and keep it pushing because he's a little older than me. Unfortunately, but that bond with his dad was so tight that when he had to go to prison, and did like he didn't come home till my son was like 10. That whole time, my son loved his dad so much. And unfortunately, when he came home from prison, he still, I think that he wasn't there for him because he didn't have it like he did before he went to prison. So instead of spending time with him, he would just stay away because he didn't have it like that. So before, when he went to prison, he had, you know, the story, like he had, you know, we didn't want for anything. Regardless of him and I were together, we didn't want for anything. He took great care of me and his son. And so I think that guilt of not being able to provide for him kept him away when he did come home from prison. But my son never stopped loving his dad. You know, even to this day, you know, he loves his dad. But that's because the first few years,
he put in the time.
They were like this,
they
inseparable.
You know, that happened with my first daughter too. And now that's one of my baby dads that I would never throw under the bus, and I love him dearly. From the time she was born till he fell on bad times, he was there. Yeah. I mean, financially, just everything, he was there, you know? But when he fell on hard times, he stopped coming around because he felt like
not worthy.
Yeah, like he was so used to giving so much that when he wasn't able to give no more, he kind of backed up.
He was embarrassed.
Yeah, he was embarrassed. And I felt so bad because I felt like, no, like you put in the time. You don't gotta worry. You don't gotta have it. You know? But that does happen.
That does. And it's sad because, and I'm not making an excuse for those men, but unfortunately that's what it is. And then also, you know, I'm gonna say this. You know, men, we also have to be held accountable for the type of man that we have a baby by.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I agree.
you know, we women, we have these babies, and we know these men are however they are or come from wherever they come from, and then expect them to be model fathers when that's not how they live. Right. So you know, I think for me,
Well, that's what the exception. If he shows you, like, I feel I got tricked, I got conned with my second child because he was a model father, and I don't know what happened.
yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is like in the later years, it's just like, I'm not talking about how they were with their previous kids. I'm talking about the lifestyle that they lived.
Right.
The type of man we chose to have a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they took care of you financially, but that all got taken away by the streets, by prison, by whatever. And we knew what we were getting into by having babies with these men. So I think for me, I have never filed for child support. You know, the person I get the baby daddy that I do get child support from, he does that on his own. You know, it's not written down anywhere. But I never filed for child support with my other kids because I was too prideful, and you know, I felt like that was a form of
Not me.
and maybe I was wrong, but I was just like, I got this. But now I think it's because it's like, come on now, like you know you know what I mean? When you chose to have a baby by him, you knew it was a possibility that this, that, and the third could happen. So I was just like, you know what? If I got to ask you for it, I don't want it. You know what I mean? Because I chose to have my children, and so I'm gonna take care of them.
See, for me, so you know what? That makes sense. For me, it was a little different because, and that's probably why I'm so lenient towards my first baby dad, because I chose to have her. Now the rest of the kids,
They been right.
yeah, they asked for those babies, especially them last two. Begged. So, you know, I'm not sparing nothing.
No, I know.
You know, when the relationship was over, I ran to the child support office for them last two because at this point I feel punked.
Well, you know what?
I love my kids, but them last two, they're a handful.
If my last baby's father didn't willingly give me child support, I probably would put him on child support. Because of the situation. But you know, fortunately, I don't have to. You know, so I feel like with everything else, and we have these conversations, like everything is subjective. Because some women are like, "Run me my money." Damn, who gives a damn?
And you know what? I hate that we had to put this topic all on men because there are some deadbeat baby mamas out there. Some real deadbeat baby mamas. So they're not off limits. So but we'll have a conversation.
Right.
We'll make that a whole nother topic.
Right.
So
I don't know very many of them personally. I know of some because I don't fuck with bitches who don't take care of their kids. But yeah, so that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that is a whole nother topic, but I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah.
You
Right,
know?
absolutely. But you know, you guys have to understand that we're women. So obviously we're giving you the women's point of view.
Right.
But we do know of some women that don't take care of their kids, and that's pathetic, and you know, I pray for you daily. Because I don't know what that feels, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know what you guys think. And don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe.
Follow us on IG, real_beauty and pain. Thank you. It's already written. Stay blessed.
Stay prayed up.